If you laugh, you risk appearing to be a fool. If you weep, you risk appearing to be sentimental. If you reach out for another, you risk rejection. If you love, you risk not being loved in return. If you place your dreams in front of the crowd, you risk ridicule. If you go forward in the face of overwhelming odds, you risk failure. But risk must be taken, for the greatest hazard in life is to risk nothing. The person who risks nothing has nothing, does nothing is nothing. Well, in the world of ego is nothing. That person may avoid suffering, pain, and embarrassment, but that individual will not learn, love, change, feel, or grow. Only the person who takes risks is truly free.
Thanks, Granddad. Granddad, what do you do when you can't do nothing, but there's nothing you can do?
You do what you can.
What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. You see the thumbnail. More importantly, you saw the clip. Shout out to Chris Eubanks. I'm sorry. I'm just having a moment because of this. A lot of people don't try, and a lot of people don't try, and they always got something to say. And what he said is spot on and is very true. See, people got to take a risk in life. If you laugh, you risk, being looked at as a fool. But I'm not, if something makes me laugh, I'm not going to sit there and not laugh because I'm concerned about how you would perceive me, because you're the type of person who won't laugh because you're scared of other people. You get what I'm saying? I've tried and failed at a lot of things that I've heard other people go, I wouldn't have done that. I wouldn't have done that. And even from a child to an adult, part of my mind was go, yeah, I know you wouldn't have done that because you don't never do nothing. All you do is say what you wouldn't have done. And you want, and I've seen it from people go all the way to their grave. All they know how to do is tell somebody they wouldn't have done something. So it's like, shut up. Congratulations. You did nothing with your life. You got one life to live, and you spent the vast majority of your life telling people what you wasn't going to do because you were scared of what could possibly happen. Now, don't get it twisted. I've seen people try and fail and never try again because they just couldn't handle the heartbreak. And guess what? You know what really killed them? Regret. Because they were too scared to step up and try again. So the same thing we was talking about, if you're gonna take a risk loving somebody, because if you love them, the risk is they might not love you back. And then people go, you was a sucker, you was a fool, you was a simp, you shouldn't have done that. And it's like, what you want this person to do? Be like me. Be like me. Always have your guard up and never open up and be by yourself and be lonely and then always yearn for somebody to love you, but be too scared to actually open up. That's your problem. That's your problem. You get what I'm saying? And him being a fighter, and I could speak to this. There's a certain fear of getting hit. And you got to get into the space of getting comfortable with knowing I'm going to get hit. Not trying to get hit, but knowing you're going to get hit. It goes with the territory. That's why you see these people when get in a fight, they have that lean back to them, like, that lean back is they're afraid of that. But when you see somebody like relax, like, yeah, I signed up for this. I know what it is. This person is willing to risk it. They're willing to take a shot, to give one. Even if they're good with even if their defense is tight, they're willing to still take a shot to give one. So I think about that because some people, they don't try because they feel like, the odds are stacked against me. And because the odds are stacked against me, is no even reason to pursue this. I'm not a believer in that also. Here go my dog with them shenanigans. Go somewhere with that. So what winds up happening is at the end of the day, you don't try because I already know I'm gonna lose. So why even attempt? And it's like, nah. You know, don't give yourself an excuse to be a quitter because you didn't want to try in the first place. Why did you show up to quit? Why? Why did you show up to quit? Answer that question. Because sometimes people don't want to hear it, but a lot of folks, a lot of y'all have, a lot of people have this reverence for other people who are successful, not because they're successful, but because they kept trying where you quit. And you're trying to see yourself in them because they're a warrior. They fought through it. You could have fought through it too. You just chose not to. Like, I'm gonna tell you something. Like even people, like if you look up to athletes, they're athletes who are great athletes who got hurt. They like, you know what? I got hurt. It didn't work out for me like that because I got hurt. It worked out for them. They didn't get hurt. But they don't look at it like I should have never played ever because I'm hurt right now. They don't look at it like that. Because they are doing what they wanted to do. Some people what they want to do is quit everything. That's who some people are, and that's what some people are, and that's what they do. They have a whole life of everything they quit at. And some people hate other people because they're willing to take a risk to be a fool. Like all of you people who somebody says, I want to be X, Y, and Z, and y'all tell them you'll never be that. That's why you ain't never been nothing in your life. Because a person who will say, I want to be such and such, normally a person that will believe in you, say, if you want to be that, this is what it takes and this is what you're gonna have to do. That's a person that's gonna say, listen, been down that road, done that. I'm gonna tell you what you need to do to get to where you want to go. A person that never wanted to try, they just gonna say that's too big of a dream because you could never do it. How could you do it coming from here? No, you could never do it because you never believed that you could do it. Matter of fact, some of y'all are really religious and God and believers and God fearing because you're a quitter. You want God to do it for you. God, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just sit here and wait, Lord. I'm gonna pray every day, Lord. I'm just not gonna do nothing, Lord. God, I ain't doing nothing with my life. I'm just waiting on you to come down from the heavens and bless me, Lord. I've been sitting here 10 years, Lord. I've been sitting here 20 years, Lord. I've been sitting here 30 years, Lord, in the same spot, not doing the same thing. Absolutely nothing, Lord. I know you said faith without works is dead, Lord, but my faith is I ain't got to work and you just going to give it to me one day, Lord. That's what that is. A lot of y'all ain't willing to put yourself out there for whatever it is. Your dreams are bigger than you as a person. You know, your goals are bigger than you as a person. That's already a given. But see, sometimes people don't have a dream because they don't see anything bigger than, they don't see themselves big enough to have a big dream. They don't see themselves worthy enough to have a goal to achieve. They don't see that. That's where a lot of this entitlement comes from. Because people, for some odd reason, believe I don't have to take the risk. It should just be given to me. And why is that person over there getting something that I should be getting? Well, they're willing to do something that you're not willing to do. They're willing to try something that you're not willing to try. They're willing to risk failing at something that you're not willing to risk failing at. So the next time you decide that you're going to look down on another person, you better have a good understanding of something. Don't look down on somebody doing something that your scary butt ain't willing to do. Some of y'all see people who are in shape. That take too much work. It takes just as much work it does for you to drive to every fast food restaurant in town and sit down and eat all night. It takes the same amount of energy, the same amount of time. You just ain't willing to get up off of, you don't want to risk changing your lifestyle because you're going to have to be responsible for your change. A lot of y'all just don't want to hear it, but you know, it's not that you don't like risk, not that you're not willing to risk it. It's not, for some of y'all, it's not that at all. Some of y'all, all you'll ever be in life to yourself is a loser. So misery loves company. And here's the interesting thing about that. Even losers don't want to be around losers. So I saw this clip with I want to say Teresa Witherspoon at the Basketball Hall of Fame, and she was like, they tell her she's a great storyteller. And she told a story of three frogs that were trying to jump out of the hole of a hole that they were in. First frog started jumping, and they said, "Yo, the frogs on the top said, you never make it. You might as well quit and just stay there and die." The second frog started jumping, and then the crowd did the same thing. You might as well quit. You need to stay there with the first frog. You might as well quit. You never make it. You need to stay there and die. The second frog quit too. The third frog started jumping, and the third frog kept jumping and kept jumping and kept jumping and kept jumping. And then eventually they got out of that hole. And then the other frogs that were at the top of the hole were like, "How did you do that? Oh, I can't believe you did that. What did you do?" She was like, "The third frog was deaf. That frog didn't hear nothing them people was talking about." And sometimes, if you want to take a risk in life, you got to be deaf, because all the people saying what they wouldn't do and what you can't do, guess what? That's all they gonna ever do with their life. Don't even listen to them. Listen to the people that tried and failed before you listen to the people that failed to try. So I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying. Catch y'all on the next one. Peace.
All I ask is when you lay your head on that pillow at night, know I gave you everything I had.